Like, meth was just, I can't even explain to you what it did for us. Like, it was godsend at the time. Like, this is amazing. You know, we can almost be normal and stay up for weeks, you know?
Methamphetamine is defined as a synthetic stimulant that affects the central nervous system of the body. Its addiction factor is extreme. It's one of the most addictive substances. With Tucson, Arizona's convenient close proximity to Mexico, the city has become one of the nation's biggest meth capitals. Tucson has been designated as a high-intensity drug trafficking area by the federal government.
My name is Jamar Younger. I'm a reporter for the Arizona Daily Star. I've been a reporter for 6 years. I've covered crime for 4 of those 6 years. And I've written quite a few stories where there's been a connection between the crime and between the crime being drug related. We did a story tracking burglaries throughout the city and just trying to track down, like, you know, or figure out where the most burglaries occurred. And we found that a lot of them occurred in Midtown, and part of it was because of it's really dense. There's a lot of people passing through, real transient population. But when we talked to the community resource officer, she told us that just about all of them are drug related. Like the Tucson Police Department community resource officer, she works with the neighborhood leaders, the neighborhood groups, and she told us that all of them, just about all of them, are drug related. I'm gonna paraphrase what she said, but she basically said that nobody's going to steal a TV and think, oh, this looks good in my house, you know, or nobody's going to steal a couch and think they're going to furnish their home with it. What they're going to do, they're going to trade it in. They're either going to pawn it or they're going to trade it in or somehow sell it for drug money. And that's where a lot of that's the motivation for a lot of these crimes. When it comes down to it, you know, a lot of these crimes, especially, you know, the metal theft, the burglaries, the home invasions, a lot of them are drug related, and obviously meth is a big problem out here in Tucson and in the Southwest in general. So you have to figure that meth is connected to a lot of those crimes.
My whole family goes way back, and we're all from Tucson. My freshman year, probably in high school, I was 14, 15. I can't even remember exactly when, but somebody had introduced me to meth. And I don't know, I wasn't a very daring person. I was pretty fearful of it, really anything. So I'm not quite sure why I even did it, but I did. We'd stay up for weeks, literally. I mean, when we would sleep, we'd go to sleep for a couple of hours, and we'd sleep like the pipes in our hand. So we'd wake up. We would fall asleep because we couldn't keep our eyes open anymore. It wasn't because we were saying, oh, maybe we should go to bed. No, it was you just passed out, because I could just be sitting here and just pass out because you can't keep your body just wants to go to sleep. Mentally, I think that's how I was thinking is, I don't even care if I die. Like, I know that I have my kids that I have to live for, but, you know, I threatened my mom's life 2 weeks before she died because she wanted to help me. I used drugs when I had a baby in my stomach. I breastfed him when I was on drugs.
Why do you think meth is such a big problem for Tucson?
Well, the reason that it's so prevalent here, especially, is because we're the hub. I mean, Mexico, it comes straight from, I mean, the borders, we're so close to the border. Looking at the court, I just see the people getting busted, like, with huge amounts of drugs, and I think every time I see it, I'm like, thank you God, thank you God, thank you God, maybe this is going to slow down, but it doesn't.
Without a doubt, meth definitely is a factor when it comes to the cross-border drug trade. A lot of times when people commit home invasions, they're committing home invasions into a house where they think there's drugs at. You know, I think you go out on a limb and say meth plays a role in a lot of the drug crimes out here.
But yes, I could go to Fry's, to the grocery store right now, and probably see somebody that could get me dope. I would stand on a street corner and tell my story if somebody would listen, because I know that it would impact somebody's life. There are drug addicts everywhere.